Elon Musk, in a recent Starship update on Twitter Spaces, revealed that in the future, starships might do a new, different method of staging. That's called hotfire staging. That's where the upper stage, in this case the actual Starship vehicle, will turn on its engines while it's still attached to the still firing Starship Super Heavy booster. Now, how is that going to work? Well, watch this video and I'll show you why a checkerboard might help make it work. On the first Starship flight, the plan was just to rotate the vehicle, release the latches, and let Starship fly. But it never got to that point, of course. There was no staging. There was, of course, a lot of rotation. Even when staging does work, it involves a temporary loss of velocity. As soon as you turn off the booster engines, the vehicle slows down. When the engines on the next stage light up, you make up that velocity on the way to orbit. That is clearly bugging SpaceX, however. After all, why should you give up any speed that you've worked so hard to get so far? Russian rockets don't do that. They fire the upper stage engines while the stage below is still attached. That's what hotfire staging means. It has been done on American rockets, but not often. On the Gemini Titan flights that carried 2 astronauts before Apollo, the Titan II Gemini launch vehicle used hotfire staging. Look at the middle of the rocket. You see that checkerboard? Well, it's not really a checkerboard. It just looked like one on grainy black and white television. Look closely, and you'll see that the bottom half is actually made of square holes. It's empty, and so are those smaller round holes below it. That's because this is actually an interstage, an empty space between the first and second stages. You have to give the second stage exhaust somewhere to go. You have to have it vent out or the pressure would just blow up the whole stack. You can't just add another dome or heat shielding. On this old Air Force film, you can see how it worked on the Titan II. The interstage was frangible and it came apart as the second stage fired, leaving the top of the booster intact. Well, most of the time. History tells us there were apparently 1 or 2 Titan boosters that got damaged after staging. But who cares? All those boosters were expendable and routinely fell into the ocean. The Super Heavy booster, on the other hand, is different. SpaceX hopes to recover those and reuse them. That means that whatever interstage sits on top had better work, and work well. So how will it work? It's all new as of this video, so we don't know all the details yet. SpaceX could imitate the Russian method of having an interstage made up of a bunch of struts. However, given Elon's negative history with Roscosmos at the beginning of the SpaceX story, he may not like that idea. Something like a checkerboard vented interstage might work better, and they do have first-person Titan knowledge in the house. The interstage might not be on Booster 9, though. It might be later. We'll just have to see what they come up with. If you want an update on a future video here, please subscribe. It's free. And like this video. We'd appreciate it. I'm Jack Eppington. We'll see you next time.